Hello, thought I'd show you how I made this yesterday. The video I watched was by a lady called Angie Oldenburg, and the title of the video, this is on YouTube, the title of the video is Also Ombre Starburst Greeting Card. So if you wanted to watch hers as well, type that in and you can have a look at hers. I've not put a greeting on it. Because that will go in my stash until I know what to use it for, and I haven't yet decided whether I want to use it with the rays coming down or the rays coming to the side. I don't know yet, but I'll add a layer inside when I decide which direction it's going to go. So I thought that would look good as sunshine. So last night I got my blending brushes out and my Daffodil Delight ink, and I did this, and I was going to see how that went, and then I realised I'd cut it probably too short and I've made some mess on there. So I'll try that off camera and see if that one works. But I thought we'll try a nice sea coloured one, because if you've got the sunshine coming down through the water, this could be an underwater theme, and probably mix it up with the Whale Done stamp set or the Shark Frenzy stamp set, both perfect for being underwater. So I thought we'll try that. So I've got 2 sheets of 6x6 and I'm going to cut them at 1.5 inches, but need to make sure we don't want to cut them that way, because then that strip will all be the same colour, so will that strip, etc. We want the shading going downwards, so dark to light. So I'm going to cut up 1.5 inches. I've got 2 sheets here, I'm cutting them both at the same time. So we're going to cut up 1.5 inches all the way across, and that will give us 8 strips in total. So just make sure your card doesn't move and is still lined up. And then once we've done that, then we need to just cut from corner to corner. So this is a little bit time consuming part, but just line the corners up. Oh dear. Just line the corners up so as they're in the track, top and bottom, like that. Then just careful, that's moved. So just keep an eye that it don't move, and then just cut from corner to corner. So if you do that with all of them, it'll take a couple of minutes, but the end result is worth it. I think so anyway. I thought it was really pretty. Just see, when I was doing this last night, I got them all lined up and laid down without faffing. Now I'm faffing. But once they're all cut, then it goes together quite quickly. So it's not a very long card to make. Because this is the longest part, I suppose, with the lining up in the tracks. So I was all ready to start this a few minutes ago, and then the telephone rang. It was the school teacher doing a welfare check, really, I suppose. He did ask about how education was going, but obviously he has his reports there that he can see whether Bob's doing his work or not. But he was more interested in how he was emotionally, which I thought was quite nice, just to get that call. So yes, now I've pointed him in the direction of what Bob's talking about, which is wanting to talk to the careers advisor. So hopefully they can get on with that, because he's not had his appointment yet. Some of them did have before December, before they broke up, but Bob wasn't one of them. Right, so we can put that to the side for the minute. In fact, while we've got it, we'll cut this. So this is going to be our card base. Now, 148.5 millimeters should be halfway, but my scoreboard, my cutter, doesn't appear to be lined up right. I need to cut mine at 149, but half of an A4 sheet, because this is a full A4 sheet, half of a full A4 sheet you should be cutting at 148.5. So get rid of that because we don't need that. And then we just score halfway, and the width is 21, so we score at 10.5 centimetres. So that's the base done. Now we can get rid of that. So we're going to lay them all onto here, and I've cut this because this is going to be what we stick all of these to, and then that's going to sit on top there. So I've cut this to 141 millimetres by 97 millimetres, and then if we just mark, I'm using inches now, but if we just mark the midpoint, then we know where to put all our points of the triangles to. So that's 5.5, so 2 3/4. Just put a little pencil mark. And then what we'll do is just start sticking. So that one that way, and then obviously we need to alternate it. So we've got a dark point followed by a light point. And then we just carry on sticking until we've covered it all over. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the glue on and then start sticking. Unfortunately, I'm out of glue. I'm down to PVA glue, which is not what I like using for cards, but it will work. But this will not be a card that I send out to. This will probably be for the children for some reason or something or other, because of the PVA. Right, so then we just point to point, and then just make sure we've got a nice seam up there. And with the wet glue, you can do it with tape, but with the wet glue you can move it over if it's not quite lined up correctly, like there, look. So we've just got that wiggle room to move that over. What do we want next? A light one. Where's the light ones? And then a dark one. And we just go all the way around. I'll go over that bit with my blue eraser when that's properly dry. Right, so back to a light one again. And then we'll just fill up the other side. I probably should have put more glue on here actually. I did on the one last night, on the green one. I don't know, I was too busy talking, I think. So once we get them all lined up, then it's just trimming up the edges and then putting it onto the card base. We'll have a couple left over at the end, which is perfect because then, well, I'll show you in a moment, it'll be easier to show you. Dark one. Now I did manage it much tidier last night. I think it's because I'm on camera. I'm just a bit nervous. So out of these, we've got 3 bits left over, and I used a 1-inch circle punch out of one of my leftover green triangles to cut that, and then I just snipped off the edge and it covers up all the little pointy bits. So now we've got to trim this up. You can use your scissors, but I'm going to try with the trimmer and see how that goes. So let's pick a short side first. Yep, that's not too bad. Now of course we can butt that up and get a nice, make sure we're nice and straight. And then even along this bottom bit, where all the points meet, we'll just trim that bit off. That didn't like that. That didn't like that at all. Right. Let me get my scissors out for that bit. I think because all the points were in one place, Oh dear, look at that. Right, what can we do to fix that? Right, see, so don't trim this edge with your trimmer. There's a tip. But so how big is that from the middle? So we need to cover up at least an inch from the middle. So I'm going to get my 2-inch punch. And then some cardstock. Where's my Bermuda bagel? Right, so get out my scraps and we cut one of these because that won't be big enough now, the triangles. So I'll just cut a 2-inch and then that can sit over there as low as possible, so about like that, and then we can just trim that off. Right, does that look in the middle? Not quite. About there, I think. I'm just going to burnish these edges down because this was face down in the trimmer when we was cutting. And then just trim that off. Let me move that card out of the way before it gets anything stuck on it. So we'll just fold and burnish this now we've scored it all. And then stick it to the front. You can have it coming from the bottom, so and have it open that way, from the top, or from the side, or that side even, whichever way you want it. So I think I'm going to do that side again, and then if I'd got a little bit where it's not stuck, so there's always a way around. I'm going to get a block, squeeze some glue on, and then take a cocktail stick. Now where was that bit that's not stuck? Just there. Alright, take another cocktail stick and just pop some glue in. See, yesterday I glued a lot more of the sheet. I obviously didn't do enough today. That's my own silly fault for talking and not thinking. Right, so now I'm going to stick this down and then it's done until I'm ready to put a sentiment on. But the reason I decided not to do the yellow one was because all of this wastage here, I thought, well, I wonder if we need to waste that much. So I cut my card smaller to 5 inches. These are 6 by 6 inches. And I did a full length of A4, but cut it to a width of 5 inches. And then I thought afterwards, well, if it was sunshine, I might want it coming down from the corner. So would that actually be long enough to reach the opposite corner? So when I cut them, I will try that and I'll show you the results. So that's the one I did yesterday. This is the one I've just done. What do you think? It's quite easy. It hasn't took very long, even with my mistakes. I hope you like it. I think it's a really good effect, the way it just, with the ombre, it just makes it look really nice. So I hope you like it and I hope you have a good day. Thanks, bye.